Aloha, this is Samogan Hawaii, and this is my Aventon Level e-bike. This one is what's known in some states and much of Europe as a Class 3 e-bike, meaning it has a top speed on level pavement with pedal assist of 28 miles per hour, and it has an actual throttle. Throttle on its own, however, will only get us to 20 miles per hour. Hawaii currently has no such distinctions. It's just a bike with an electric motor. You registered as a bike, it's treated as a bike for driving purposes. I bought this one from eBikes Hawaii for a number of features, range, styling, certain accessories. Key to the purchase, though, was the fact that since they sold it, they will work on it if need be. There are tons of e-bike makers out there, a lot of choices for the buyer, but some are direct-to-consumer only sales. And even when they do offer service and parts, a lot of traditional bike shops won't necessarily work on them. Something to keep in mind if you're looking to buy. Do you have a local shop that will provide service, or do you plan on doing any work yourself? This one comes with fenders and a rack. The rack is a bit wider than standard, by the way, which I discovered when installing a Top Peak MTM system adapter. I had to get creative and drill some holes in the adapter because the normal mounting method did not work, but now I can slide this bag on and off easily. It does not come with any lighting, or more importantly, any easy way to wire integrated lighting to the battery. It can be done, but it takes work. I don't have any night or early morning rides planned, and I can get by with battery operated lights. But I do like the convenience of integrated lights that I don't have to think about. That's why my commuter here, which I am selling, has lights integrated into a front dynamo hub. So I may look into that eventually. It has 27.5-inch tires, 2.25 inches wide, so more traction and give in rough conditions than a road bike. It does not come with any mounting points for things like water bottle holders. And none of these tubes, except for the seat post, are standard cylinders as you would find on more traditional bikes, something to keep in mind if you want to mount bags or other accessories. I added this handlebar extender, the GoPro mount, phone mount, the mirror, and the bell, and of course the adapter for the rack. I've had this for a little over a month, but have been doing longer rides, 3.6 miles to the YMC pool in the next town over, for only 2 weeks. That commute was the main reason I bought it. The route has a distinct downhill, uphill segment, which would be a real pain on a regular basis with an unpowered bike. This is not as much exercise as on a real bike, of course, but still a lot more than driving a car, which is how I made the trip previously, and I don't wear myself out before and after the swim. Before I started those rides, I took a few weeks to get some needed accessories in addition to those already mentioned. Specifically, I got the dealer to install Tannis Armor tire inserts, and then I filled both tubes with slime. That should pretty much guard against flats. The motor is here in the rear hub. That's a common setup. The other common e-bike drivetrain has the motor mid-mounted between the pedals. If we turn on the display, this one has 5 levels of pedal assist. Start pedaling, and after about a second, the motor kicks in, as in gives you a little kick in the pants, and assists us in maintaining a minimum speed with minimal effort. Still have to pedal, still have to do work, just not working super hard. We can throttle from a complete stop, but we have to be pedaling for the pedal assist to work. The bike also has an 8-speed rear derailleur. I normally ride around in gear 7 or 8 and rarely shift gears. I instead use the throttle from a dead stop. Get me going to where I can start pedaling. At pedal assist level 1, the bike will maintain a speed of around 12 miles per hour. At level 3, which is where I normally set it during my road commutes to the pool and back, it maintains a speed of about 18 miles per hour, maybe a little less, going uphill. That's probably the best way to describe the e-bike experience. It allows you to maintain a constant, relatively easy pedaling effort and a constant speed on level terrain and going uphill. It evens out the effort across the board. This weighs 62 pounds before any addition. That's heavy, but it is an e-bike. Okay, for those who look at such things, the motor is 750 watt peak output, 500 watt sustained output. The battery hidden in the down tube here is 48 volts, 14 amp hours, so 672 watt hours. Max battery range is listed as about 40 miles, but as with all electric vehicles, that depends on how and where you ride. If we constantly use higher levels of pedal assist, a lot of throttle, and go uphill a lot, range is reduced. And this battery charge indicator will reflect that usage. If I stay in pedal assist level 5 going uphill, these indicator bars will start to disappear. If I then level out and drop down to level 3 and lay off the throttle, some bars will actually come back after a minute or so. So the indicator shows us how much energy we have left based on how we are currently riding. Round trip to the pull and back is a little over 7 miles, but as I do that mostly at level 3 and rarely use the throttle, even with the hill sections, I don't actually put a dent in this meter by the end of the trip. Okay, all the bars are still full. And as long as I recharge the battery, which I do after every trip, takes maybe an hour or so for the charger to go from green to red, that's how the ride goes. That's how little charge gets used. It doesn't even register. So for those interested in it, there you go. I'll probably do one video just on the commute. I'll eventually ride the bike down to the North Shore and the beach and back and record that. That's over 10 miles one way, but almost all downhill outgoing, so range should not be an issue. If you actually like this kind of content versus my usual gaming fare, leave a like, comment, or subscribe. And as always, stay safe and thanks for watching.